delighted to say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right, thank you. Once again, we thank each and every one of you individually and all of you together collectively for the co-creation of this interaction and for allowing this transmission into your reality. We will begin this transmission with the idea that we have titled it the UFO Witness Declaration. This is, in many ways now, one of the first steps that will be taken with respect to our ability as a civilization initiating first contact with your civilization to be capable of being a little bit more involved, just a little bit, in what you might call your political arena, social arena. The idea now being that many of you are beginning to recognize that many people on your planet have had encounters with us, with others, like us, and that this is becoming, as many of you have said, the biggest secret that everyone knows. Thus, then, it is now timing in your collective consciousness, in your acceleration, to begin to put forth these ideas a little bit more openly, in a manner that will help accelerate our ability to interact with you, your ability to interact with us, and create, over time and in perfect timing, a consensus in your reality for those who prefer open interaction with us and others like us. And we express to you our gratitude in being able this day to put forth from our perspective, from our reality, the first step in greater involvement in your world to truly begin to anchor, to truly begin to, shall we say, crystallize and solidify the new third reality we are creating together. And the way in which we will now begin to do this is through this declaration, which we will first ask Nania to read out loud. Be clear, be strong of voice, and begin.
That's me, strong of voice.
All right.
All right. Let's adjust the mic here.
All of you follow along.
All right. Okay, here we go. UFO Witness Declaration. Fact: from 1982 to 1985, large triangular and boomerang-shaped UFOs were reported over the Hudson Valley by over 7,000 credible witnesses, including police and officials at the Indian Point nuclear power plant. Fact: in 1989 and 1990, large triangular and rectangular unidentified flying objects, one the size of an aircraft carrier, were reported over Belgium by over 2,000 witnesses, including police and military personnel. Fact: in 1997, multiple sightings of a mile-long boomerang-shaped UFO were reported over the state of Arizona by over 10,000 witnesses, including police, military personnel, and Republican Governor Fife Symington. We make no claims as to the nature or origin of these UFOs. However, those who have taken the time and effort to conduct serious, in-depth investigations into these reports know that these sightings are of real physical crafts and are indisputable facts. Thousands of such sightings of physical crafts of unknown origin have been reported throughout the world for decades by credible witnesses, yet most who report such sightings are treated with ridicule, disbelief, scorn, and even threats. In light of the facts, we who have witnessed such unexplained crafts no longer accept this cynical mindset as realistic or credible. Those of us who are witnesses to the UFO phenomenon know they exist for a fact. This is not an issue of speculation for such witnesses. However, we do not insist that non-witnesses must believe such objects exist, only that witnesses be treated with respect and that we deserve the same fairness and courtesy afforded to any individual or group who honestly expresses their point of view without fear of ridicule, punishment, or persecution. Recent polls clearly demonstrate that more than 50% of Americans believe that UFOs are a real phenomenon that deserves legitimate recognition and serious study by open-minded, qualified scientists, rather than being summarily dismissed as misperceptions, fantasies, hoaxes, or hallucinations by cynical, unqualified debunkers. Over 36 million Americans have seen a UFO. To put this statistic in political terms, these witnesses are also voters. Therefore, we urge all who agree with the spirit of this declaration to send copies of this letter to their representatives, public officials, the media, the police, and the military, airline officials, NASA, and all candidates running for any public office to assure them that our votes will go only to those who acknowledge the UFO phenomenon as real and deserving of serious scientific investigation, and who publicly endorse fairness and respect towards any witness who reports a UFO.
Thank you, Nania. Now, with this declaration, we put our first finger in your political arena. Listen carefully to all who are listening to this today. Post, send, spread this declaration in its exact form wherever you wish. It has been designed with a specific frequency, a specific vibration. Do not alter it. Do not paraphrase it. Do not add to it. Do not subtract from it. Send it as is intact. It has a particular frequency that will aid and assist in the acceleration of this energy, of this awareness, of this awakening, of this state of being in all those who are, at the very least, willing to be open to this information, willing to be open to this energy, willing to be open to the reality of contact between your civilization, our civilization, and other civilizations who are already observing, already present, and despite what many individuals on your planet may believe, may think, or may assume is possible or not possible, we exist. We know you exist. Traveling to your world is not so difficult as many of your scientists may think. They will soon come to understand how this is accomplished. We have described in many cases how this is accomplished. even though you are unto yourself a beautiful oasis in the sea of stars that is your galaxy, you are not as isolated as you may think. For there are other energy streams, other levels of awareness, other dimensions of consciousness that easily become aware of you, that can easily reach you, just as you, in a variety of states of being, can reach out to others and have. And it is your invitation that you have sent out now in your awakening age of awareness that we have responded to. Your invitation that has brought to you the divergent societies that now have and have taken up with you interest in your evolution, interest in your awakening, interest in your expansion. For your expansion benefits all. You are not isolated as you think. And the things that are going on your world in terms of the transformations taking place in consciousness send ripples throughout creation, just as any experience exists in the now. Your experiences are available to us, are available to all in a variety of ways for all to learn from, for all to see and experience as reflections of the unique ways that you have created in your reality to reflect the idea of all that is, of the multifaceted crystal of creation. You are not alone. You are not isolated. Whether you know it or not, you are part of the family that stretches among the stars and are now simply beginning to awaken to that fact. We have, among many, shown you bit by bit, stage by stage, step by step, our ships. There have been from time to time certain encounters. Not everything that you may see is a ship. Not every experience that may seem to be otherworldly is necessarily representative of us or those like us. But nevertheless, these experiences are an indication that you are looking to an expanded awareness, becoming more aware of things that heretofore were beyond your senses. And I remind you that there is nothing extrasensory about it. There is nothing paranormal about it. There is nothing supernatural about it. It is normal. It is natural. It is an experience of your senses. It is simply that you are awakening into the remembrance, into the knowledge, into the knowingness that what and who you are as a being, as an expression of consciousness, is far greater, far more expansive, far grander than you have been taught to believe for many generations. And now you are beginning to awaken into that greater self, the greater you. And what comes with that is more understanding that you are not isolated, not alone, that you are interconnected, that you are part and parcel of one creation that expresses itself in a multitude of ways. And thus then you are getting reflections now from us and others of that awakening, of the awareness that you exist simultaneously on a multitude of levels, in a multitude of realities, in a multitude of dimensions. And we are happy, overjoyed, and grateful to be capable of reflecting this to you in our interactions. This, for us, is how contact begins. By the dissemination of ideas, reflections, and information that give you the opportunity to absorb them at your own pace, in your own timing, at your own discretion. For we force no ideas upon you whatsoever. It is up to you to determine what you choose to believe is true for yourself as individuals, for yourselves as a society. It is up to you to reflect to us when you are ready for more, when you are ready to awaken into the greater reality of the interstellar community that surrounds you, of which you are a part, but of which you are only awakening to now your part in that entire family. We are overjoyed to help you realize your connection, your involvement, your co-creation in the greater family of existence all around you. And we welcome you at this time into that family, into an awakening state that allows you to experience yourself as interstellar, interdimensional beings of creation, as we ourselves, in our own experience, in our own history, have awakened to this fact, have awakened to this perception, have awakened to this knowledge. We now are grateful and overjoyed to be present at the birth of your awakening. And thus then we thank you for sharing your experiences with us. Take this declaration and spread it to all the people, and allow those that wish to participate, and allow those that do not wish to participate to go their way with love, with joy, with gratitude. For only by the creation of darkness in your world are you now capable of seeing the tiniest flicker of light more clearly. Thus then, focus on the idea of the balance of the light and the dark, granting absolute allowance to every aspect of creation, and in so doing, thus propelling and accelerating yourselves toward the light that you prefer, in the frequency that is your truth. For all truths are true, and were it not so, all that is would not be all that is. Once again, our gratitude to you all for participating in this phase of contact, this dissemination of this declaration will have a particular vibrational effect on those who are ready and willing to wake up to it, and will help accelerate this process that you are experiencing now toward recognition and realization of a new reality, a new earth, a new parallel existence in which we will every day more and more in every way play together in joy, in love. And we thank you for the expansion of our awareness and the ability to be excited about your membership in the Interstellar Alliance. Welcome to the family. Let us now explore together the ramifications of these ideas. We will suggest to you now that you see many reflections in your society of the growing awareness of our existence and the growing awareness of what contact actually means to you, and how your society may change according to your desires and preferences with respect to what kind of a world you will exist in post-contact. There is now existing, as a marker, as a sign, and as a symbol of this growing awareness in your reality, a book. A.D. After disclosure. Find it, read it. It will help as a preparatory primer to the idea of many of the things that you will need to consider in this process of transformation from a world that considered itself to be isolated to a world that knows it is in contact with others from the stars. It will give great insight. Not every single thing will happen in the way that the book may speculate, but it is a well thought out, very intelligent reasoning and reflection of your own processes to give you much to consider about the changes that will occur within you that will shift you to parallel Earths that will be more representative of this process of change and of the process of acceptance that you are not alone. It is, in that sense, rare for us to suggest these books that exist in your society, but this one is a true marker a true reckoning and a true realization in general of many of the things that are important for you to consider about the transformations taking place in your society and what your society may ultimately look like once you have accepted the idea en masse that contact is an ongoing experience and part of the natural evolution of you as a species from what you may loosely call Homo sapiens to Homo Galacticus. You're at the very beginnings of this journey, but this journey has been going on for a long time in your terms of time. But you have now arrived at the tipping point. And again, we are grateful and extremely ecstatic to have chosen to interact with you, for we do nothing that does not excite us fully. And interacting with you, we cannot imagine anything more exciting.